North Carolina, of course, one of the 7 swing states. This state hasn't backed a Democrat for president since Barack Obama won here in 2008. But the polls show Kamala Harris may have the support to change that.
Now, we won't have the official results really until after 9 o'clock tonight. Dan is back with WRAL's Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie now here to talk with us about what we're watching in the final hours of the contest. Guys?
Lots to pay attention to. This is the map we're going to be watching tonight as the votes start to come in county by county. The early polls aren't really telling us much as to what might happen tonight, but we are learning a bit from the early voting numbers. Laura, they've been a bit unusual as you have been paying attention to. What do you think they can tell us about the way things might go?
Well, first, we can't predict the outcome from that, right? Just because a registered Republican or a Democrat votes doesn't mean that they voted for their party's candidate, right? There's no guarantee there. Secondly, the highest number of people who voted early this year were unaffiliated, right? So we don't know how they voted. However, there are a couple of things that we're watching. First, the Democratic early turnout this year was 250,000 votes behind where it was in 2020. That sounds ominous for the Democrats, but don't forget, 2020 was during COVID, and a lot of Democratic groups demographics were also demographics that were hit hard by COVID. So we may have had people voting by mail that would not have voted by mail otherwise.
All right, so
number two, a huge unaffiliated voter turnout for early voting. They're now the largest group in the state by registration. And again, we don't know how they vote.
I almost cut you off from number 2. We got to get 1 and 2 in, guys. So we're going to be paying attention to this all night. Some really important areas to pay attention to. We're going to be here breaking it all down for you.
All right, thanks very much. This is Brian Schrader in the WRAL Live Center as we follow breaking news in Johnston County. An argument at a Benson polling site, Sky 5 right now, over Elevation United Methodist Church. Johnston County deputies got a report of an assault there. Deputies tell us apparently there was an argument between a voter and a poll worker inside the polling place, and if there was an assault, it did not happen in the polling place. No charges have been filed there. I want to give you a look ahead to what to expect for the rest of the evening. When the polls close in the key battleground states, we should start to see some early results from Georgia around 7 o'clock. Of course, the polls in North Carolina close at 7:30. Pennsylvania, the polls close at 8 o'clock tonight, and then many in the 9 o'clock hour, Arizona, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And then finally in the 10 o'clock hour, that's when the polls close in Nevada.
All right, make sure you get out there before 7:30 if you're in North Carolina. Count on WRAL all day long. We're going to have the fastest results and most comprehensive coverage when the polls close tonight.
Starting at 7 p.m., WRAL News and NBC News will partner for results and analysis on local and national races. Then be sure to watch our news at 11 on WRAL for live team coverage of the local and national races.
For nonstop North Carolina election coverage, watch WRAL News, WRAL News Plus, and Fox 50 starting at 7 p.m. We have reporters across the state at the candidates' watch parties, and then live analysis as the results come in. You can watch WRAL News Plus on Spectrum Channel 1257, Channel 34 over the air, and wherever you stream on WRAL.
The fastest, most complete election results all night will be at your fingertips using the WRAL News app. We'll alert you when key races are called. Drill down to see the running count for races on your ballot. We'll also map out how the vote unfolds state by state across the country. Make sure you have the latest version of the app to stay informed of the results as they come in.